Our subject is social tolerance, and today our topic is human rights and social tolerance. Firstly, we will discuss what are human rights. The modern human rights era can be traced to struggles to end slavery, genocide, discrimination, and government oppression. After World War I, many scholars, activists, and some national leaders called for a declaration and accompanying international system, the League of Nations, to protect the most basic fundamental rights and human freedoms. Atrocities during World War II made clear that previous efforts to secure individual rights and curtail the power of governments to violate these rights were inadequate. The time was ripe for adoption of a globally recognized instrument that enshrined these values. Thus was born the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, as part of the emergence of the United Nations, UN. The UDHR was the first international document that spelled out the basic civil, political, economic, social and cultural rights that all human beings should enjoy. They contain a comprehensive list of human rights that governments must respect and promote, including 1. Right to life. 2. Equality. 3. Security of person. 4. Freedom from slavery. 5. Freedom from arbitrary arrest/detention. 6. Freedom of movement and residence. 7. Due process of law. 8. Freedom of opinion and expression. 9. Freedom of association and assembly. 10. Right to safe and healthy working conditions. 11. Right to form trade unions and to strike. 12. Right to adequate food, clothing, and housing. 13. Right to education, and 14. Right to health. Why are human rights important? Human rights reflect the minimum standards necessary for people to live with dignity and equality. Human rights give people the freedom to choose how they live, how they express themselves, and what kind of government they want to support, among many other things. Human rights also guarantee people the means necessary to satisfy their basic needs, such as food, housing, and education, so they can take full advantage of all opportunities. Finally, by guaranteeing life, liberty, and security, human rights protect people against abuse by individuals and groups who are more powerful. According to the United Nations, human rights ensure that a human being will be able to fully develop and use human qualities such as intelligence, talent, and conscience and satisfy his or her spiritual and other needs. There are 5 basic tenets underlying human rights as they apply to all people. Human rights are 1. Universal in that they belong to all people equally regardless of status. All people are born free and equal in dignity and rights. 2. Inalienable in that they may not be taken away or transferred. People still have human rights even when their governments violate those rights. 3. Interconnected because the fulfillment or violation of one right affects the fulfillment of all other rights. 4. Indivisible as no right can be treated in isolation. No one right is more important than another. 5. Non-discriminatory in that human rights should be respected without distinction, exclusion, restriction, or preference based on race, color, age, national or ethnic origin, language, religion, sex, or any other status, which has the purpose or effect of impairing the enjoyment of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Today we discussed the human rights and what are human rights. Then discussed the comprehensive list of human rights, why are human rights important, and 5 basic tenets. For more informative lectures, subscribe our channel.